It's obviously like the ultimate maverick is Maradona. It's Diego Maradona. It's like the Mavericks maverick.
I put my bag, with a trophy,
Can't go through his scanner.
around towers like this. And the security guys, he came to me and said, listen, we have a look on your bag? I said, yes, what's the matter? I said, okay, you can have a look on it, but you can't touch it. They say, why? Because there's a protocol, surrounding the World Cup trophy.
Do not let this guy touch any of your valuables.
He does things on the pitch that you cannot learn on the training camp, He was playing with his foot like this, around the ball, playing like a magician, The ball is here, but it's not there. It's there, but it's not there. It's there, It's like, wow.
Yeah. Imagine if he'd got his winner's medal. Gone, hang on a second.
Yeah, let's go and get a fight.
That would have been great.
That would have been the greatest World Cup moment of all time.
That would have been good. So who do you think the England Maverick is this summer? Maybe Bellingham's got that edge.
You need to have a special player, a leader.
Can Bellingham single-handedly win it for England this summer?
Can you imagine Keir Starmer come out and go, we're just grateful for everything he's done for us?
I think Starmer would.
I
I'd support Jude Bellingham. I don't condone headbutting. Nobody does. But it's time to leave his family alone. From talkSPORT, I'm Matt Forde, and this is How to Win the World Cup. Every week I'll be finding out what it takes to win the greatest prize on earth. No, not a tour of the Greggs factory, the World Cup. Every episode I'll be speaking to people who've been there and done it. In today's episode, we're talking Mavericks.
Zidane has put France into the quarterfinals. Zidane leads by example. Allez les Bleus! Zidane sent off. He ends his professional career by headbutting an opponent and walking in the World Cup final.
I'm delighted to be alongside 1998 World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit, who's going to tell us all about the iconic Zinedine Zidane. Plus, I'm joined by comedian and all-round inspiration to those of us in the disabled community, Alex Brooker. Alex, welcome to How to Win the World Cup. You are an inspiration to those of us in the disabled community.
Yeah, thank you, mate. I feel like captain of the disability team.
You are, and I don't know what that would make me.
What's that?
Where would I be in the disability team?
The bench. New signing.
Still in the squad. For someone like you with visible disabilities, how do you look upon someone like me with, not invisible, but you can't tell looking at me, I don't think.
To me, I think it's kind of just we're all the same, aren't we? It doesn't matter. Like people, obviously, with me, you can see it more often. So look, you'll probably get stared at a lot less, or stared at for different reasons. Yep. But for me, I still have people now. Always, they do a little double take of the hands or stuff like that. So.
What? And they'll say, "Oh, you really are disabled."
It's not just CGI. You don't know what's AI or not these days. By the way, do you know AI generally can't do my hands, can't figure them out. So if you give it a photo of me, it gives me big hands, gives me regular hands. It cannot compute it.
So So you're a fan of AI then, are you, or not?
I worry that the day that it can do my hands is the day that it's gone too far.
But you on Grok saying, do him in hands.
Just give me big
hands. Lose the bikini, give him proper hands. But Mike, do I count as a real disabled person,
Yeah,
you think?
of course you do.
Or would you look upon me as like...
No, what, a ringer?
Bit of a lightweight?
No, absolutely not. Not at all, mate. You're fully in.
I've got a colostomy bag.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to use the radar key.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see it. I wouldn't... I'm not dividing. I've not come on this podcast to divide the disabled community.
Let's unite all communities around the World Cup. We've been to football matches together. Yeah. Never when both of us are disabled. So next time, what an honour to be able to share a radar key.
Share a radar key.
Go into a disabled toilet at a football stadium.
Near our own personal toilet facilities. Do you remember when you took me to the City Ground?
I did.
Oh, I was obsessed with it, wasn't I? Like,
proper football ground.
Proper football ground, but also the fact that in the bar you could get brandy.
Yeah, I don't know why you were so amazed by that.
Yeah, because at Arsenal, it's like red wine, like white wine or beer. That was what it was.
Yeah, we do shots.
Yeah, you do shots, and it's almost like I remember you were playing Birmingham, and I think you lost 3-0.
It was crap.
And you remember at like half time, it's like they've gone. Do you know what? Actually, we know what the team are producing, so we know that beer or wine's just not going to cut it for these fans. We need something stronger. Let's get optics. Let's get vodka in there, gin, brandy.
I remember having a shot. I don't know if it was that game, but I had a beer and I had a shot and just quickly necked the shot as the second half started. And then these two young lads would go, "No, man, that guy's a winner." I was like, I'm not. I can just drink whiskey really quickly. But I didn't want to talk myself out of it. Today is about Mavericks.
Yeah.
I mean, we've made ourselves sound like Mavericks. Do you consider yourself to be a Maverick?
I think it depends on what you think a Maverick is. Like, I think, for example, like last night, I was at Arsenal-Liverpool, giving it large, swearing, losing my mind on the terraces. Okay. But last Friday, I was there singing I Want It That Way, watching Backstreet Boys in Vegas. Now, some would say that's something a bit out there, but you wouldn't expect both same person to love doing both of those things. But I do. Some people would say that I'm a Maverick. Some would say I'm a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah. So, talk to me about the Backstreet Boys thing. You went to see them at the Sphere
in Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, it's awesome. Genuinely. The thing is, though, this is the thing. Obviously, with football, even though, like, you know, by all Arsenal are having a decent season, very good season so far, and the majority of it is enjoyable, but you still don't quite know what you're going to get. But with the Backstreet Boys, you know. You've gone out there, you know, like, everyone's going to, you know, I went out to Vegas to watch, I went out to the US. Now, we want to go out to the World Cup. You still don't know. There's no guarantee that it'll end in glory. Whereas with the Backstreet Boys, you know they're going to do I Want It That Way. You know they're going to do Backstreet's Back at the end. And you know you're going to go away from there absolutely beside yourself with excitement. See,
I don't think it's that unusual for an Arsenal fan to like the Backstreet Boys. I think you're exactly the sort of fan base that likes that. If you were Millwall, I'd be like, yeah, that is a bit weird. Arsenal, you go. In fact, you're probably still at the more hardcore end. But you like Oasis as well, don't you? I want you to get some credibility out of this.
No. I mean, the best thing was they gave us these. With the ticket, we did like a package, and you got these like little gift bags with your like Backstreet Boys merch, and one of them was a bucket hat. So I had this white Backstreet Boys bucket hat on. And I sent a picture of me to Josh Widdicombe with the caption, "This is my Oasis."
What did he say?
Didn't reply.
Oh, I don't think it's quite Oasis. I think it's more like the Spice Girls.
I think you've still got me blocked.
But I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I loved it, mate. I loved it.
But I guess in a way, yes. You would. I think it's fair to say that you are seen as a bit of a geese.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe the Backstreet Boys thing. I know you like Justin Timberlake as well.
Yeah, I like what I like. My mates have always said they think it's weird that I've got like the musical taste of like a teenage girl, but I do. I can't help. You know, it is what it is.
And you're still into like teenage girl stuff now, like how they to wear your pink pajamas.
No, just purely, exclusively
just
boy bands stuff.
Got a big pink telephone, always on it, gossiping to your mates. Is this what I mean, I obviously don't know any teenage girls, like, still in the 90s.
No, mate.
Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah. She went to Backstreet Boys. Follow her on Instagram.
Did she?
Yeah, she was there the week before.
OK. Still tickets going?
Yeah.
We've got to get ourselves... I tell you what, you could do the Backstreet Boys World Cup double. If they're still out there.
Mate. They're not.
So the footballing term, who do you think of as Mavericks?
I think of, you know, like players who would do something like exciting, like something that you don't expect, play the game in a different way, play the game in their own way. So obviously, like, the ultimate Maverick is Maradona. It's Diego Maradona. It's like the Mavericks Maverick. He kind of did as he could do things. Yeah.
That's basically it. Break the law.
Yeah. You know, that picture of him, you know that one of him when he's at Napoli and he's got like the big fur coat on and he's holding like 2 glasses of champagne.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's the best player in the world. And I think he's the ultimate Maverick. And it's people who could, you know, do stuff that would excite you. And I don't think in football now, there's not as many of them really. I mean, we've got a lot of great technical players. Like you think of people like Phil Foden. They're capable of. Grealish is. I think Grealish is as close to a Maverick as what we've got. It was kind of stifled out of him when he went to City, wasn't it? Gaza was. Again,
think of it, Gaza, Grealish, Batty. Does Batty count as a Maverick? But isn't he now like off grid? He's like the ultimate Maverick.
Yeah, well, he just decided that isn't it?
Just hates society.
Yeah.
Just completely hates the human way of life.
I did see the other day, like the BBC, on BBC Sport, there was like a story about how David Batty is completely like, wants privacy in his life. I'll tell you how we'll help that. We'll do a story about him wanting privacy.
On the biggest news website in the world. After talkSPORT, of course, for all your sporting news needs. So when we're talking about Mavericks, do we actually mean nutters? Is there something like psychologically different about them?
I think there is. I think there's a fact that they'll try something which you wouldn't expect. I think, like, I'm obsessed, especially within the World Cup. I'm obsessed with, like, you know, like it feels like every big international tournament, there's always somebody who kind of gets up there in like the top goal scorers.
Yes. That
you kind of wouldn't expect. So it's kind of, when it's like Mbappe or Kane, you go, that's kind of par for the course. But do you remember like World Cup '94? Do you remember there was a guy, Oleg Selenko from Russia?
Yes.
He scored 6 goals. You know, he's a joint top scorer at the '94 World Cup. But 5 of them were against Cameroon. And they got knocked out in the groups. And I just think someone like that who's known, who can say, by the way, I looked this up, he's the only player to ever be top scorer for a team that went out in the group stages.
This is a great fact.
Yeah, so he's the only player. So he scored 6 goals, only ever played for Russia 8 times.
What's he doing now?
4 of them, I don't know. I did read that he started coaching beach football. Again, that's a sort of thing a Maverick could do.
Beach football?
When you've retired, I think he was coaching like the Ukraine national team in beach football.
Bloody hell, he wants to be careful. Christ. But
I had a little look at it. But I love those. The World Cup brings those players. Do you remember the guy? Like, especially because I keep thinking, because obviously the World Cup's out in the US and Mexico and Canada, but I keep thinking about USA '94. That was the first World Cup.
Remember.
That's the first World Cup. I know a lot of people were in, like, obviously Italian '90, people my age, but I wasn't really into football at Italian '90.
Were you too young?
No, I was 6.
Okay.
So you could, but I didn't get into football until I was like 9.
That late?
Yeah, it was
late
really
developer,
late, really late developer, yeah.
Too busy listening to New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, that was the first single I ever had. The right stuff, yeah. That was genuinely...
That's a good tune, actually.
Yeah, so I've liked boy bands longer than what I've liked football. But but my first World Cup that I really got into, so obviously I was like 10, loved USA '94. Loved it as a World Cup. And do you remember...
England weren't there.
Yeah, I know, but it was still exciting because it was in the US. It was obviously...
Yeah.
I wasn't a passionate enough a fan at the time. You're 10. You can't explain, like, the disappointment that England hadn't qualified.
I felt it.
But do you remember the guy, Saeed Al-Awairan? The guy who's played for Saudi Arabia. Scores this unbelievable goal against Belgium where he kind of dribbles from the halfway line and he stumbles a couple. There's a couple basically. He's kind of like stumbles a couple of times. Scores like the goal of the World Cup, never to be heard of again. And I love those sorts of Mavericks who just on the biggest stage. I remember at the Euros, like Milan Baros absolutely banging them in for the Czech Republic. And he went to Liverpool and it was never the.
That was it.
Same.
Davasuka.
Yeah. Poborski, Euro '96, like that to me, those sorts of, I
mean, in '94, the Irish were the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Jack Charlton and John Aldridge and all that, bags of water on the
Houghton
pitch.
scoring against Italy.
Absolutely incredible goal.
Yeah. Do you remember John Aldridge having a go at the guy?
The linesman wouldn't get him on.
He was a US official. He was just an official.
Yeah.
Wasn't even a linesman.
Yeah, no bed.
Just a bloke in a red cap.
Just anyone that had any UEFA or FIFA branding was getting it. And they were 2 hawks, they were Irish. Do you remember there's like little pouches of water, like little goldfish bags? I think you can make the case that the Irish '94 World Cup team were the biggest Mavericks in World Cup history.
Yeah.
We're going to be joined by Emmanuel Petit shortly. Oh, yeah. Won the World Cup in '98. Obviously, he's a big Arsenal fan.
So I met him at Soccer AM years ago. But I don't think I've got a photo of him. I don't know if he'll remember me. I don't think he will.
A memorable enough chap.
I don't know.
Distinct,
I don't know. I'd like to think he would. He'd go, oh, yeah, top bloke, isn't he?
But was he a hero of yours?
Oh, mate, that 98, again, like I said, I only got into football kind of 93. So I had, the 89 and 91 league wins for Arsenal. I wasn't a fan at the time. So that 98 team was like that's my first league title as a fan. And just... I was obsessed, you know, like really weird, like writing the results down on like my folders, like my science folder, and like, you know, getting like Match magazine, the stickers and stuff like that. And it was just...
So you'd have had stickers of him?
Oh, yeah.
And posters?
I had a poster of Petit. I had all the players, all in my room, yeah.
Because we've done a few of these episodes. I mean, he is, as well as an exceptional footballing talent.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks great.
Good bloke to have on you. It was such an incredible, obviously for Arsenal, it's the change from kind of the team that we had, and then all of a sudden you've got a bit more flair. You know, we're a bit more continental. Arsene Wenger's come in. It's a new style of play, and then you've got like Petit with his like beautiful hair in the middle.
He still looks good.
Yeah,
and he's a proper man. Do you know what I often think? I'm a bloke. And then I meet someone like Emmanuel Petit and I think, I'm a child. I don't even feel like I have the right to kind of be in the same vicinity. So, the real men are here now. I'm going to leave.
Yeah, but we'll
see how masculine we feel any second now. Obviously, before we bring him in, I've tried to keep you separate.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to...
You were, no, basically you did it because you thought you know me well enough to know Brooker's going to be weird around this place, so let's just keep the time that they're together to a minimal.
That's partly it. It's also that, I don't know, I feel like me and Emmanuel are blossoming.
Oh, you don't want me to take...
Yeah, I feel like you're an Arsenal fan, so you're going to sort of move in on my guy.
Yeah, I will. That's what I'm absolutely going to do. Like, also, I guarantee you, within 5 minutes of me and him being sat here, he'll forget who you are.
It's time to find out. It's time to welcome our guest today. It's 1998 World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit, and we're talking to him about Mavericks.
The game's changed, right? You'd have to say the game's changed completely because we don't see those Mavericks anymore, do we?
Zidane has put France into the quarterfinals of the 2006 FIFA World Cup Germany.
Free kicks, skill, left foot, right up, volley in the fire. Do you know what? You almost feel like people like Zidane, because for me, before Messi became along, he was my greatest ever player, Zidane. I thought he was the best ever.
He had this invisible string that he played with every single time. It took mere mortals sort of 2 touches to do a thing that he could just do in 1.
He's let his country down. He argues his case. No lawyer in the world could get him off. You have been found guilty as charged. Leave the field. Leave your career. You have let yourself down in the most vigorous, horrible, imaginable way possible.
I mean, that is some way for you to bow out of your career.
It's the end, yeah, that was it. What a way to go.
I know.
You go into the dressing room, he sat there.
Yeah.
What did you say to him? What was he saying to everyone?
He's sorry about what he did. That's what he said.
Emmanuel, great to see you again.
Yeah.
Last time you were here, you said you'd bring in your World Cup medals.
Yeah.
Have you managed to bring them along?
No, I can't. I was willing to do so, but I met a company, you know, beginning of December in Paris. They are dealing with items, you know, with sport people. And they said there is a huge market and it's very expensive now. And they said, they asked me where was my trophies. And I said, they're home. And they said, are you crazy? I said, yeah, but I have security, things like this. It doesn't matter because it will cost a lot of money, you know, on the market for the World Cup trophy and European trophy. And I said, really? And they said, you should take your trophy, open a safe at the bank and put it there. So the following day, I went there, and for insurance reasons, you know, the company said to me that we cannot do that, so you must put the trophy as well into the safe.
Couldn't you just say to them, look, I'll do that in 2 days, but I'm just going to take them on the Eurostar to London to show them to Matt Forde, and then I will insure them.
I had done it, you know, a couple of weeks ago here in talkSPORT. I brought the 2 trophies, you know, at the radio upstairs. And they were all crazy over there. And I didn't realize, because I remember when I passed, you know, the control at Eurostar in Paris, I put my bag, you know, with a trophy, you know, around towers like this, just for nothing, you know. And the security guys, he came to me and said, listen, we have a look on your bag? I said, yes, what's the matter? I said, there's something in your bag that we have to get a look at it. I said, okay. You can have a look on it, but you can't touch it. Yeah, they say, why? Because there's a protocol, you know, surrounding the World Cup trophy. Only the World Cup winners and presidents of our country can touch it. So you may have a look on it, but you cannot touch it. So they were all like, can we have a picture with it?
Do you know what? Wherever I travelled, if I were you, I would always put that through the scanner.
Yeah,
Wherever I was, like,
100%.
oh, it's just a World Cup trophy. Sorry, guys.
I didn't realise.
Sorry, mate, you got a big bottle of shampoo
That
in
it
it.
looks so precious.
World Cup. You've got to give me that.
So what is it? It's not just a medal, it's like a replica of the trophy.
It's a replica, but it's a beautiful replica. The World Cup trophy, it's individuals. My name is on it, just like my old teammates, with the date, with the game against Brazil. And no, it's beautiful. It's exactly the same replica of the real one.
Oh, man.
And I remember when the World Cup in Qatar, there is always this tradition, that the World Cup trophy goes around every country that are involved in the World Cup. So I was for Scotland, England. I was with the trophy, into the Coca-Cola plane with 4 bodyguards, surrounded by glasses, security glasses. And I remember when the trophy was in Paris, I was with, rest in peace, with Pelé, the legend. And I was with 2 former world champions, Marcel Desailly too. And I think there was Robert Pires too as well, if I remember well. And we were allowed, only us, to go on stage and to approach the trophy because it was surrounded by bodyguards. I know what it means,
It's like being a world leader.
Yeah.
Or a rapper. You're travelling in a way that no human being gets to travel.
Yeah, but also, it's like, think about how much you panic about, like, where your passport is when you
I was panicking in December, when they told me that, the following day, I couldn't sleep home, I thought to myself, yes, someone's going to come and try to rob
Sorry,
her,
your passport's out of date, you can't travel.
Now they're safe in the bank, whatever happens, it's not my issue anymore.
So is all your football stuff had to go, is there anything that they said?
not still items, to bring to the bank. Because they said, what about all the medals you won, the Premier League, FA Cup, French Cup, French title, things like this. I said, they're in a safe somewhere, packed in a bag somewhere, because I moved often, the last couple of years, I changed home many times. So I said, our advice is you go there as soon as possible and you take all the medals because it costs a lot of money on market, so I didn't have the chance to go there and to collect all my medals, but I'm planning to do so, yeah.
Man. So if you had to put something of yours into a safety deposit box, what would it be, Alex? Something from your career or life?
My career? No, it wouldn't be like probably, I don't know, like my first prosthetic leg.
First prosthetic, yeah.
That'd be a good one.
And only people who've had prosthetic legs are allowed to touch it.
I've got like a little, I don't know, I have my little soccer aid winners medal out on display, which I think is actually, in hindsight, quite pathetic when you hear about a World Cup.
Yeah, it's a football medal that you've won.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what I would put in there. I've got an iron signed by Daniel Stern, who played Marv in Home Alone.
Oh, that is very cool.
That is my most treasured
When the iron hits
possession.
on the head.
Yeah, so I've got it signed by him, and it's wrapped in cling film so the signature never smudges. That would go in there.
Just don't turn the iron on. Have you ever... So you've met Emmanuel before?
Yeah, we met.
Yeah, soccer AM.
Do you remember
yeah.
Alex?
Yeah, I remember, but I know it was in soccer AM a show, but I was an Arsenal player, back then, or?
No, it was after. It was about, like, I think it might have been about 6, 7... Actually, it was about 8 years ago.
Okay.
Now, I remember it's exactly 8 years and about 245 days. So. Anyway, well, no, it's not counted. But yeah, it was weird because like he had the World Cup there, and they were like, "By the way, the insurance has said don't let this geezer hold it."
Yeah. I know.
He's not a World Cup winner, but even if he was, do not let this guy. Do not put it in a safe. Do not let this guy touch any of your valuables.
That's right. Actually, aren't these rules fundamentally ableist? It's like disabled people are prohibited.
Yeah, but let's be honest, mate. I wouldn't let me hold anything valuable. I was surprised my wife let me hold our kids.
Comedian,
I'm surprised she let you have kids. That was weird. Let alone hold them. Are you allowed to kiss the World Cup?
Yeah.
Did you kiss it?
Of course, yeah. Of course.
Something about
the real one,
picture
yeah.
of Maradona
The real
kissing
one.
you. Yeah.
The real one is heavy, And I'm not sure if it's made of gold, but I think it's kind of precious, you know.
So we're talking about Mavericks today. You played with Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah.
How much of a Maverick was he?
He does things on the pitch that you cannot learn on a training camp, you know. It's in your blood, you know. We call that inspiration, you know. You know, I'm always fascinated about great players that take decision in 2 seconds like this, and they have the technical skills to bring, you know, miracles on the pitch. And I've seen so many times Zizou doing great stuffs, you know, on training camp, but as well official games. I remember once we were playing. He did it so many times, but I have one memory especially. We played a European competition in 2000, straight after the World Cup. It was a game between Yugoslavia and France. And I gave him the ball, you know. It was probably a couple of yards away from me. And I gave him the ball, and as soon as he received the ball, he was straight under pressure by 2 opponents. On both sides, they came like this, try to squeeze him, you know. But, you know, Zizou, you know, his body language, you know.
Yeah.
He was like a magician, you know, just like when you walk, you know, on a line, you know, it's like you try to keep the balance all the time, you know. So many times I had the feeling that he was about to fall on the floor, but always, you know, he was keeping control of the balance all the time. And he was playing with his foot like this, you know, around the ball. It was like playing like a magician, you know. The ball is here, but it's not there. It's there, but it's not there. It's there, you know. It's like, wow. And I stopped playing. I watched it. And I saw the 2 guys behind the 2 opponents. They fall on their... They were losing balance because of this body language, you know, all the time like this. They didn't know what, is he going on the right-hand side? Is he going on the left-hand side? What is he going to do? And they were not focused anymore on the ball because his body was moving like this. He was dancing, you know, with the ball.
So what's the difference between him? Because you're an elite player, and even you are saying this guy's got levels. So how many levels above an elite player of your standard is Zidane?
Well, he's among the best of the best. He belongs, you know, with the like of Pelé, with Johan Cruyff. I mean, and I've played with so many great players, but he's among the best, you know, with Messi, with Cristiano Ronaldo, those guys, you know, definitely.
And what was his personality like?
Very shy.
Shy?
Yeah, he's very shy. He doesn't talk much. In the dressing room, you never hear about anything. He never talks to anyone. He's got very good links with a few players, you know. They are very close to him. But on the pitch, he's a kind, even in a newspaper, he's the kind of guy, this is something different with top players nowadays. I think Messi is kind of like that as well, you know. Doesn't like to talk to the press, doesn't like to express his opinion all the time. He's tired of people asking him questions about, what about this, what about that? He doesn't want to do that. The only thing he wants to do is to talk on the pitch with the ball. And for me, this is something back in days the great players have in common, you know.
So then how does he end up having a moment like he does in that final against Italy where he gets sent off for headbutting that guy in the chest? How do you explain that? Because that feels like a sort of explosion of anger.
Zizou received many red cards during his career because of his temper. That's in his blood, you know. This is how he is. He's very quiet, very shy, but in the meantime, if you provoke him many times, he will fight. He did it, you know, remember in 1998, he received a red card as well against Saudi Arabia. Someone tried to kick him and he jumped on him and he gets sent off. But I think he received more than 10 red cards during his career, which is huge.
What was the reaction in France? Because obviously Beckham gets sent off in Argentina in '98.
We forgave him.
Immediately?
Yeah, even the French president, Chirac, he said it on TV. We forgive you because we love you.
So there was no like tabloid hate campaign, no effigies?
No, I know what you've done here in England, you know, with the like of David Beckham. I remember he was like this, you know.
It was so bad.
No, because everything he's done, for France is amazing, and he's a legend. People loved him. The guy he is on the pitch, but as well outside the pitch. So, we can do mistakes sometimes, but we can forgive as well. I think we are living in a society that we don't do that anymore. We judge people all the time. We kill them all the time, and we forget that we are human beings.
It was one of the most incredible. That headbutt was one of the most incredible moments of any World Cup.
Greatest.
It was on it because it was. I wouldn't say great. It was just. But I think it was. Wasn't it Matterzzi had said something? Wasn't it about
his mum?
About his mum, or was one of his. It was his siblings.
It was about a relative, wasn't it?
About a relative. And I was kind of thought. I looked at it though, and I did thought. If I was playing football and someone said something to me about one of my brothers that was derogatory, I'd go, yeah, you probably. Yeah, he is a bit of a helmet, actually. You're right.
So you would
I'd shake their hand and go, yeah, do you know what?
Would you do the same? You would have done the same?
If he said something about, I think it was a natural reaction. He'd obviously, for him to do that at that moment.
I don't think so. I'm sorry to say that.
What, you don't think I've got a headbutt?
No, because
I've got
honestly,
man, he's dangerous.
No,
don't provoke him, Emmanuel, please.
No. You expect something different, from a player like that,
Yeah, maybe,
and you're expecting him, because you receive so much pressure during the game, during the game, so you have to control yourself all the time. And more importantly, I would have preferred, that he helped the national team, the team, to win a second World Cup. And then afterwards, guys...
Oh, yeah.
Come with me. We go to the Italy dressing room and we're going to have a fight.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I would have done that. I would be the first one to be behind him.
Yeah, imagine if he'd got his winner's medal. Gone, hang on a second.
Yeah, let's go and get a fight.
That would have been great.
That would have been the greatest World Cup moment of all time.
That would have been good.
I think you're right, actually. Yeah, he probably, at the time, he let his emotions get up. And you think about it, there's no doubt, I'm sure, in the course of his career, that players talk, don't they? They say stuff to wind each other up. I can't imagine that's the first time in his career anybody's ever said anything. He must have let it go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Before.
Did you ever try and wind an opponent up? Did you ever try and provoke them verbally?
I was always, quiet on the pitch. But if you try to kick me or try to have a bad temper or bad language, I will keep an eye on you, and on the first occasion I have to kick you, I will kick you.
And are you a good fighter?
Of course.
What sort of,
I will try everything I can to break you down, but with the rules.
Okay. And if it came to
I won't do anything stupid to get sent off.
Okay.
I've done it, See, it's funny the question you asked me, because someone asked me the same question a couple of days ago.
And
I said, during all my career, I did it deliberately. I get a player injured. I wanted to do it. Someone who threatened me before entering a pitch. I said to him, we'll see who's going to stay on the pitch. And after 10 minutes, thank you very much, ankle twist. I did it. I wanted to do it, and I did it. The first time, the only time I've done it, because this guy was...
Too much verbal.
You talk too much.
I mean, it must be... Because obviously he's trying to get a rise out of you, isn't he? So then you must be in a difficult position where you think they're trying to provoke me to get you sent off, probably, or for you to lose concentration and lose your natural composure.
You're right.
Equally...
I don't want to know. If I'm here and someone is here and he wants me to... he wants to bring me down, because he cannot do that, If you follow the rules on the pitch, he doesn't have the talent to stop me.
Who was it?
I met so many players, that try to intimidate me, try to provoke me all the time, saying things, or try to kick me. And they try to force me to lose concentration. I always thought to myself, Manu, you are more intelligent than that. Keep concentrate. Keep concentrating on what you have to do on the pitch. But if you have an occasion to kick him, do it.
Do you remember any specific people who tried this sort of thing?
You know what he did.
He's good. Huh?
It's all off the record.
He's good. He's good.
Okay, you can tell us after anyway.
I'm pretty sure that if there is former players watching that, they will recognize themselves.
They will. And then, were they English? Was this like an English?
English, yeah. So many times they tried to provoke me on the pitch, yeah.
Spurs players, probably.
not only Spurs players, but sometimes French players too.
No way.
Yeah, and I had fun, with Olivier Daco when he was playing for Everton. And he said, "You remember when I tried to get you sent off and you've been sent off?" Yeah, I remember. He said, "Yeah, because you remember Highbury, we played and I did it, I hit him with a elbow, and I opened the scars." I said, "I didn't do that on purpose, it was an accident." So it was kind of revenge for him.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, it's a physical game, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So there's a sort of grey area where you can...
You can't do that anymore now with the television.
Of course, yeah. You were playing in the era where you could just about get away with it.
I think it was better before.
Yeah. Let's have less cameras at games, more violence.
Yeah.
Because the league's been a bit boring this year. So maybe that's something we could implement at the World Cup. Less cameras, less technology, more...
Fight.
More fights, yeah. Guess go old school, go 70s. Terrible pitchers, fat players, pure violence.
I love that.
So do you think to win the World Cup, every team needs at least one Maverick? Is it essential?
I think so, yeah. Look at Spain, for example, when they won the World Cup, with the like of Xavi, Iniesta. They had great players, but those guys, they were conquering, the football, it was Barcelona, European scene. Everybody wanted to play like Barcelona because of Xavi and Iniesta, Look, remember the final with Manchester United? They were so far away from Manchester, in the class. It's the same with Spain. And I think you need to have a special player, a leader. And I think this is something very important because I give you an example. Back in days, England have such quality players, great players. I remember the like of Scholes, Steven Gerrard, Lampard, John Terry, Ferdinand. Did they win anything? Nothing at all. Who was the masterpiece, Yeah. I think they were all great players, but who was the best of it?
Yes.
The one where it felt like we had someone like that was Euro 2004, Rooney, when players, they just couldn't, teams just didn't know what to do with him because he was so young, like they just had no idea how to defend against him. And I will always believe that we'd have won the Euros if he hadn't broken his foot.
So who do you think the England Maverick is this summer?
I don't know. I mean, we've got a lot of good technical players. I mean, Bellingham. I think Morgan Rogers has got, at the moment, I feel like on form in the Premier League, we've got a lot of those players. Like Eze's capable of doing something, even though he's not playing. Yeah, Foden.
But Maverick is like, maybe Bellingham's got that edge.
Well, Bellingham has that aura as well. Yeah. But I don't know.
Does Rice count as a Maverick?
I love him.
Yeah, I do as well. I absolutely love him.
Anderson, he's fantastic.
Are we just going for the team sheet now?
Well, I'm just thinking about who the Mavericks are. Pickford's a bit of a Maverick, isn't he?
Yeah,
but on goal, he's mad.
Yeah, Pickford's a bit of a Maverick. I think that
you need an outfield. You need a sort of midfield.
Yeah, I feel like Bellingham's got it. I feel like it's something weird with Bellingham with the England team at the moment. Something just doesn't quite feel. I don't know.
But you have
he never seems happy playing for us.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think he's getting it a lot in the press, isn't he? I feel like there's a bit, like that thing when at the Euros when it was kind of when he scored the overhead kick, and that kind of thing where he was kind of like, wasn't it? He said it was like
the way he celebrated.
Yeah, it was kind of. I think he feels like he's got something to prove.
I felt like there was a lot of pressure on him.
He's also objectively, he's playing for the biggest club in the world. Probably in Real Madrid, and he is our essentially, if you go star players, that he's that guy that they're all going to be looking to.
Can he win it? Can Bellingham single-handedly win it for England this summer?
Is it a first choice for?
I'm not sure.
That's the thing is at the moment. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm not
Rice
sure.
And Anderson, I'd go.
Rice and Anderson, but then in that kind of 10 role, then at the moment, like I said, I've not watched loads of Bellingham in Spain this season, but like Morgan Rogers seems to be in the pole position with it on his performances at the moment. Eze's not really playing a lot for Arsenal, if I'm honest, consistently enough, so I wouldn't have thought he'd start.
I think is the Maverick for England actually the man in the dugout?
It can be, but I think you have a couple of troubles, at with the national team here in England.
Yeah.
The clubs are becoming more important than the national team. I think it's kind of the same with Spain before they became a world champion, European champion. The rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid. And it's not a surprise that when they won the World Cup, a European tournament, I think they won twice the European tournament and one World Cup, which is amazing. The spine of the team was the same from Barcelona.
As players, when you go away,
ego, you have to take away the ego as well.
Yes.
When you go away on international duty, and say it's not a qualifier, it's a friendly, and you've got a lot going on. You're going for, you're in a title race or something like that, you're selected for the friendlies. Is there a part of you that is like, I really hope I don't get injured here? Because it's a friendly, isn't it? It's essentially a pointless game, really.
Well, to be part of the World Cup.
But was there part of you that,
You're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
You remember? How old are you?
I'm 42. 41.
I'm 42.
41. Nearly 42.
So London. I'm 42.
I'm actually 41, bro.
All I'm going to say at the phone, baby.
I feel 42. I've got 42 for another 5 months. Shut up, 40.
That's so white, isn't it?
I'm 42.
And the bad thing is I'm 41. I'm 41. I don't know why I said 40.
I'm so weary.
All right, mate.
So old. Man.
Yeah, so I'm 40.
Yeah, because when we won the double in 1998, the last game we play at home, to celebrate the title, we won 4-0, I think, or 4 or 5-0, something like that, and I get injured the last game.
Yeah.
Hutchinson, thank you. He broke my, how do you call that?
Shin?
Yeah. And I had to get stitches, on my leg. And I was afraid that I couldn't be part of the World Cup, And I was scared because the injury was bad. And that was the last game of the season before I was about to go with the national team. So, yeah, of course, you think about it.
And do you think about it if you're at the national team? You think, we've got a big cup game. You're on a cup run. You go away. You play a friendly with the national team. Is there part of you that's thinking, I've got club football when I get back, or are you always just focused on doing the best?
When you play the game, you never think about if something bad happened, then what's happening to me? No, you never think, because this is the best way to get injured.
Yeah.
You have to play as usual, normally. Don't think about it, because injury is part of our job, You can be injured even in a training session. So if you start thinking like this, then you will try to protect yourself all the time. Even when you have to fight for a ball, something like that, you won't go 100%. And this is the best way to get injured.
So, Alex, would you accept England getting to the final, but losing to Germany if it means Bellingham gets sent off, recreating the Zidane headbutt on a German player?
Can you imagine? Well, the thing is, though, it won't be like in France with Zidane. You're not going to have like Keir Starmer come out and go, "We're just grateful for everything he's done for us."
I think Starmer would. I'd support Jude Bellingham. He has not just my sympathy.
Yeah, that would be the worst.
To be kind. He's a tremendous servant to our country. He worked very, very hard. Obviously, I don't condone headbutting. Nobody does. But it's time to leave his family alone. I think Starmer would. I think Starmer would back him up.
And then they want to pile on him more. Can you imagine the pile on? If Bellingham got sent off in a World Cup?
Trump would back him up. I think it's great. I think what he did, if I was him, I'd have headbutted him twice. Because the kid starts running his mouth. And German players, they do it a lot, he'll tell you. They do it a lot. If I was Bellingham, I'd have bitten him. I think he would become like an international global star. I don't know what we've learned from this. But actually, we would rather see an England player get sent off for the fun of it than actually win the World Cup.
If we're like 2-0 down, 3-0 down, it's the last minute, then
start chucking some numbers. Get stuck in. Go on school.
We've all got that, haven't we, though? There's always that mentality as fans. If your team's like losing by a couple of goals, I hope at least they kick someone.
Do you know what? I remember watching the England-Portugal game where Rooney gets sent off for stamping on the guy.
Yeah.
Watching it in a pub in London, and afterwards Shearer was one of the pundits. And I remember him saying, I wouldn't be surprised if, when they go back into training, if Rooney doesn't stick one on Ronaldo. And the whole pub just went, wah! And that was like as good as scoring a goal.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the bloodlust.
Yeah. I think that
what we
bloodlust
need.
might be part of the reason why, as England fans,
we're problematic. Yeah. But we're proud. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Huge thanks to Alex Brooker and Emmanuel Petit for joining me. If you're new to the podcast, give us a follow to make sure you don't miss an episode. I'll be here every week between now and the World Cup. And in the meantime, check out last week's episode with 2002 World Cup winner Kleberson, who told us about how to manage expectations during a World Cup. And get in touch with us on Instagram using the handle @HowToWinTheWorldCup. Send in your questions and comments.